Welcome back to Makeshift Garage. I got a question for you guys today. Most of these are 3 wires, 4 wires. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, and a ground. So that's 4 connections, three important and 1 ground. This one doesn't have a field because it had a generator. I think what the field is responsible for is exciting the alternator when it sits. You know what I mean? When they sit, sometimes they lose juice inside and then they don't work. What I'm gonna do is run me a switch so when the car sits around, I can flip the switch on, excite it, and shut it back down, and then turn the key and go. Unless you guys know a better way. Put it in the comments. Tell me if there's another way to do it when you convert it from a generator to an alternator, because I'm definitely not staying with a generator. It's kind of exciting to be able to get this car this far, and look at this beast. This thing is a monster. I can't wait to fire it up and rip it good down the road. We got the radiator in. It looks like it's holding fluids. It doesn't look like it's leaking, so it's all filled up. We got the oil in, all good. I'm down a couple of quarts of tranny fluid, and you really don't want to run the car without the right amount of tranny fluid in it because it's no good for the pump. We're definitely going to get some tranny fluid. We need a couple quarts. I got a few wires hooked up. Oh yeah, that's full. All right, so we got plenty of fluid in there, power steering fluid. I have a master cylinder. I'm going to do away with that single slave, and I'm going to put a double slave master. I do have a beautiful one here with a power booster and everything, but I'm not sure I'm throwing that in here yet. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to leave it out for now because I still want to pull motors in and out of this thing, I think I just want to have fun with this one and then put something like a 390 work. But for now, the 352 is going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with this car. Thanks to Devin, we got 10-inch rims on the front and 10-inch rims on the back with these monster beefy tires. And they do work. They do turn. Everything works all right. Everyone said, use the moons, use the moons. So you know what? I like the moons too, man. The moons was cool. The stance on this car is beautiful to me. I love the stance on this car now. We do have to check off some stuff on this list, but I do have to get back to the electric. And I can't wait to fire it up, but I don't want to jump the gun, man. I want to get everything right. I want to be ready now because once I fire this car up, I'm going to spin it. It's on wheels. See, I could move this car. I'm going to spin this car this way, spin this car this way, tuck it in the hole. We'll spin both these cars at one time, and this car will now be able to go out. So that's the plan. Take both cars at one time and just spin them, just like this. So we'll just tuck this one in the hole while we're pulling this one out. And then I'll get the jackass out of the way. We'll get this one outside and we'll run it. We'll break it in. We'll run it. We'll have fun with it. That's what I want to do. So I don't even want to start it till I got everything pretty buttoned up. That's one of the next moves to actually drive this car is to get the drive shaft in it. So we got to get the drive shaft in and finish wiring some stuff up. My boy in Queens said, I got your back. Get out here. I got a bunch of stuff for you and I got a steering wheel for you. But let's just hope. He said nothing I have is stock. So everything is like for race cars and this, that, and everything. He's going to give us everything. Even the tranny has a shift kit in it. The whole thing, man, it's awesome. We're missing the steering wheel, so we're going to take the steering wheel he gives us and put it on. But this is a 1963, they call it a 63 and a half, Ford Galaxy 500 Fastback. In 1963, this car won the Daytona. And I don't know if you guys know the story on how it won the Daytona, but the dude was in practice and he was running the car around. And I think he flipped it and it lit on fire or something and it was upside down and the guy was in it and he couldn't get out and Tiny Lund came running over. There was like 5 or 6 guys trying to roll the car over. They couldn't get the guy out. He came over. He was like 6'6". He was a monster. And the story goes, he lived way upstate somewhere and he came down to Daytona with hopes that someone would let him race a car because he didn't have a car to race. But he was a race car guy. He had a car back home that he was messing around with, but he didn't have a car down there and he wanted to run in this race. So he just went down there with hopes that something will happen and someone will let me race the car. Guess what? He flips the car over like a maniac, man. This big, huge guy flips the car over and saves this guy's life, rips the door off, drags the guy out. The guy goes to the hospital. He says to them when he comes, he comes to, he says, who ripped me out of the car? And like, Tiny Lund did it. Tiny Lund ripped you out of the car. He flipped it over and ripped the door off and got you out of the car. Wouldn't it be awesome if you put him in my car and they said, yeah, he's a race car guy. Let's do it. So they told Tiny, hey, let's get you in the car. You're going to race tomorrow because the race was the next day. That guy was out of commission. They put him in the car. He ran the race like a maniac and it was down to the last lap or two and he was winning and he would not go in for gas. He was running out of gas and he came in on the last lap. And he ran out of gas before the finish line, but he had enough lead to where he just rolled over the freaking finish line and he won the race. That's like the greatest story ever. I just love that story, man. Devin's got a paint scheme for it. We have 2 seats in the Jackass, which only needs 1. We never have 2 people in the Jackass. 2 race seats. And I got them for like $50 for both of them. So I'm going to pull one of them out and put it in this car. And so I don't need 2 in that car. And me and Devin are going to go to the track together and race. So we're looking forward to next year. We have a lot going on. But we're going to get it done, man. This is a sexy car. Look at this car, would you? Look at all the work Devin did. This whole floor was replaced, and we just popped a couple of patches where we didn't have, the panels didn't reach. When I'm under the car measuring for the drive shaft, I'm going to have to run a ruler under there and make sure what's going on. But while I'm under there, we have to tighten up the body mounts. We put all new rubber body mounts in it, but we just hand tightened them. We didn't tighten them up. So before we take it out the door, let's make sure we get that done. There's a little weight reduction going on here, but we're not going to mess with this. This trunk it's just going to get closed with a bungee cord, and that's it. We do have a latch. We'll put the latch on, but for now, we'll just get it closed. That's it. What about the gold car? What are you doing with that gold car, man? What are you doing with that thing? You want to sell it? I want to buy it. Give me first dibs. It's Devin's car. He's excited about it. He's going to fix it. He's going to use it. We did a lot of work on it already, but not enough. It needs more. So what I was telling you, it needs the rails. And, the reason it needs the rails is because these rails right here, they rot out in the back. They rot out. So you got to cut them out. They sell sections. They fit right in. You mark them. You cut them out. You put the new ones in and weld them in, and that's it. It's a done deal. And then you don't have to worry about it. But that's what holds the rear right where it belongs. So you got to do it right. You got to measure it. You got to cut them right. You got to do them right. And I like to shim them and weld shims in there too, and then weld to that and then bolt. I like to really overkill it. So I think that's what we're going to do. A brand new gas tank in there too, primed and painted inside and out. I never even seen a gas tank come like that. Check this out. Tank looks like, look at that. I never seen a tank come like that, treated and everything. So I'm excited to finish this car. This is going to be a fun car. This car is solid, but except for where the rear springs, the leaf springs went in the back, that's what rotted out. Probably next month we'll start working on this, but for now, let's get over there. And don't even start me on the 67 Camaro. Way too much metal work. That's going to be the last car we get running. The shock towers in the trunk, they need metal work. Everything, look. You got rot everywhere. It looks like it had a top on it at one time. Somebody took it off and then they really never did anything to it. So the whole top needs to be really grinded down and sanded down and patched up and done. But we got brand new quarters. Look at this. This is like, it's like, Jesus, look at this. So when I say it needs help, it really needs help. Somebody just drew Band-Aids on it. You know what I mean? Look at that. That's like, really? That's ridiculous. Anyways, let's put that back. Make believe that never happened. There we go. Oh yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's better than new. And spanking new quarters up there. You see them? Those are awesome, man. So we're putting the entire quarters on. And then I have a new fender for this side, which is right here. And we have a hood. We have a nice hood up here. I think it's an SS hood. We also have the RS hood. So we could either keep it RS or make it SS. I think I'd like to make the car look SS, just looks better. 12-bolt rear. It was a 4-speed car, and it's going to be but it's going to be big block. We're going to go 454 in it. And once we do the 454 big block, we're going to build a monster. We got monster heads. We got L88 heads, I think they are. And that should be exciting, man, right along. They put them on Corvettes, and people were taking their brand new Corvettes back to the dealer and going, I don't know what's wrong. It doesn't want to run at lights. It's a gas guzzler. Corvette made a mistake, man. They thought everyone wanted to take the Corvette to the track, and some guys just wanted to drive it as a daily. And back that particular model that year, it wasn't a daily. It was a race car. And they were race car heads. They didn't like to idle. They liked to get to the line and put it to the floor. And they loved screaming and drinking gas. And once we got a good cam and we put those good heads on there, this is going to be a fast car. We're big block guys. I love the sound of the big block. I know there's a lot of small block guys out there, and I love what you guys do, man. I love what you do. I love the pony and the speed you get out of those small blocks. I'm just kind of hooked on the big blocks. I like the sound and the feel, and you got to beef up the front ends, but It sounds good. It feels good. I like that. So we're going to go home and eat dinner. We're glad we stopped down here and made a plan, but get off the couch, get out there and get something done. You know what? Don't let the cold get you, man. Get off the couch, get out there, get in the garage. Hey, I don't have a garage, man. Build a tent. That's how we started Makeshift Garage. We made a greenhouse tent, and then we built another tent. Before you know it, we had like a 4-car tent. And my wife finally threw us out of the backyard, so now we're here. But get out there, build yourself a tent, man. Get that car in there, get something done. Put a little gas heater, a little tiny, one of them gas heaters, man. Throw one of them things in there and go out and have some fun, man. Spin the wrenches, get stuff done. Don't forget, broskies, subscribe to YouTube, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Facebook. We'll see you tomorrow.